Since the 3DS version came out, our attention's been mostly focused on that due to the lack of Wii U information. But Nintendo decided to blow that out of the water, showing how much better the Wii U version is. This is NSBD!
Super Smash Bros. For Wii U 50-pack Extravaganza!
So in this Direct, Nintendo decided to reveal 50 facts for Smash Bros. Wii U. And this is a lot to cover, so I won't be going over every single thing, because most of these facts were either grouped together or they were stuff that was in Brawl or that we already knew, such as there being my music feature or there being challenges. Though it is pretty interesting how there's a lot more challenges than the 3DS version, and they're all on one panel instead of multiple. But I'm just gonna go over the biggest things. The main thing that got my attention were the stages in this game. In the My Music list, there was a screenshot of a bunch of stages, which Game Explain went over. And they actually uploaded a bunch of, like, actual clips of what the stages look like. So I'm not going to be discussing my theories too much. Basically, the only thing I'd like to go over is, excluding miiverse, which is DLC, there's 25 new stages, and this includes Pac-Land, which wasn't in the screenshot due to be unlockable, and 19 returning stages. This is more than Brawl already, but I'm kind of fearing we won't have more new stages in this game than there were on Brawl, and this feels like a step down, because I feel instead they're having a bunch of returning stages to have more than Brawl stages, but we won't have as many new stages. The Brawl had 29 new stages, so if we just get 4 more, that'd be enough. And then we're probably gonna get free DLC and stuff like miiverse anyway, so that's no big deal, I guess. And now I'm gonna go over a bunch of the biggest modes that were revealed. Firstly, 8-player Smash. My god, this is going to be a lot of fun. Even though I'm sure it will be very crowded and hard to keep track of, and it won't be too like competitive based. I like this because oftentimes when I have multiple people over, we have to rotate playing Smash Bros, which is painful and annoying, and it makes people feel excluded. But because of this 8-player mode, everyone can be included. I do like how not every stage is included, and it does give like a few more bigger stages to be less annoying and more usable because of this 8-player mode, such as Palutena's Temple. When that stage was revealed, I was originally worried it was going to be as bad as New Pork City because it's even bigger than New Pork City, but I feel it was made purposely for 8-player Smash, which is nice. And because of that, I'm probably going to turn off Palutena's Temple when I play normally because I don't want a 4-player match with a giant-ass stage. But for 8-player Smash, it will be ideal. However, the Great Cave Offensive, I feel, will be really, really playable, even if it's 1v1, which segues me into my next topic. Danger Zones. Danger Zones are an amazing idea, because the problem with bigger stages, it's so hard to get a KO, because you'd have to knock them off the stage, and because it's so big, it's hard to do that. But because of these Danger Zones, there's a lot easier way to KO people. All you have to do is get them to 100%, throw them into the Danger Zone, and poof, they're dead. Do you know how useful this will be? This will make the Great Cave Offensive, despite being really big, even playable for 1v1s, because you could just throw them into the Danger Zones, and it will not make it stretched down. It'll be really fun, though I do worry about the camping, though, and it'll be easier to get away, but I'll see how it works. But the Great Cave Offensive will be a stage I'll probably leave on because of these Danger Zones, so I'll probably turn Palutena's Temple off. The stage that I really want to talk about is the Donkey Kong stage when you shoot into the background. That is a really, really, really cool gimmick in my opinion. Though I'm kind of worried about its execution. It's a nice idea, but I feel it's going to be executed badly, and it'll be kind of frustrating to fight because you could just jump forward and back into the background, and it seems kind of confusing and hard to keep track of. Because what if there's a fight going on in the foreground and then you're in the background fighting someone else? I'm kind of scared that this is going to be kind of a bit confusing to track. But I don't always just play Smash Bros for for the glory. I like to play for fun, and it just seems for fun. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's definitely not going to be tournament allowed. I'll tell you that much. And another thing is swimming's back. I mean, thank God. I was always worried about Delfino Plaza coming back because a huge part of it is the part where there's water. And Jungle Japes is obnoxious in Smash Bros. 3DS without swimming. But I was convinced that swimming was not going to be in the Wii U version because they want to keep exactly the same. But I was pleasantly surprised that swimming is in this game because this is one of my favorite mechanics. And I said in the Olimar video how Olimar sucks because the water or Pikmin is useless. But since swimming's in the Wii U version, it gives blue Pikmin a chance to shine again, which is what I like. There was also an emphasis on stage bosses, explaining how Metal Face was in the Guar Plains of the Wii U version, which I think we all saw coming. We didn't really get much detail of what Metal Face does himself. He probably just flies around and attacks people, and we're not sure what happens if you KO him. It's likely similar to the Yellow Devil, where it causes an explosion doing damage to everyone nearby. But some people maybe think that there'll be like an extra stock or something included, which would be really overpowered in my opinion. That's the thing I don't like about stage bosses. It's to rely on who gets the last hit instead of who does the most damage. So it's very cheap for someone to get an extra life, and that kind of irritates me a bit. Though, we did get to listen to some of the more tracks in this game, including one of my favorite tracks of all time, Confrontation with the Enemy. I'm so glad it's in this game. I just love, and I'm really looking forward to the remix. Though I hope it's not part of the aforementioned Xenoblade melody and it's his own track, because in the list it says there's a Xenoblade Chronicles medley, and I get the feeling that Confrontation with the Enemy is just going to be part of the medley, but I really hope it's his own track, because I love that track so much. And also, we gotta look at Ridley and more of an exaggeration of what he does. Sorry, Ridley fans, you don't get to play as him in the game, but you do get to play with him. He functions a lot like the Flying Man, except not as freaking overpowered, because you don't touch him and then he's on your side. You have to do a good amount of damage to him first, then he's on your side. I get the feeling it'll be kind of obnoxious to have to go against someone and a freaking dragon that's going after you, especially for 1v1s. Pyrosphere will not be a good stage for 1v1s. And I do like the whole that more Metroid enemies appear, because this doesn't feel like a lava stage, even though there's lava in the backgrounds. It's more focused on the enemies of Metroid, and I'm really looking forward to that. The next thing I'd like to talk about is the Wii U equivalent of Smash Run, being Smash Tour. I really do like this game mode because it adds like a more like party feel to it and gives it a bit more strategy, though it's not as strategical as most party modes because you also have to do quickly to snag the power-ups before other people grab them. And I don't really know much about this mode. It kind of confused me and I haven't really done that much research. All I know is you have to go around, you roll a die, and then everyone moves at the same time, and you have to collect power-ups before other people, and then you get characters. And if two people like land on the same space, they fight, which is really interesting. But that's not the reason why I'm excited for this mode. The reason why I'm excited for this mode is because of one thing. When I play Smash Bros, I like to use a variety of characters. When I play, I go random so I can use everyone and I can have fun. And this is and how it works at the end is you have multiple stocks, but each stock represents a different character. That is an amazing idea, and I wish it was a normal mode, even if it wasn't just for Smash Tour. Because, you know, I've always wanted to play that mode. That's like my ideal mode. It's like you have 8 lives and you have 8 characters. That is, and the percentage carries over and the lives carry over. That just seems so much fun and makes you want to practice as many characters. If this was a normal mode, even if it wasn't just for Smash Tour, where you could just pick 3 characters and have 3 stocks, that'd be so much fun and it'd make 1v1s a lot more interesting in my opinion. And even though I doubt it, I really hope this is going to be a mode separate from Smash Tour. But even if it's not, it's going to give me an incentive to play Smash Tour a lot, because I just love the idea of different lives, different characters, and then your percentage and everything carries over. That just seems like a great idea, and I can't wait to play Smash Tour. Another thing that we gotta look at is Classic Mode and All-Star Mode are very, very boring in the 3DS version in my opinion. So I was glad that Classic Mode is a lot more interesting this time around. Classic Mode this time around is not based on boring branching paths and quickness of it. It's instead a lot more interesting based on how your battles go determines where you go next, which is a really cool idea, and it really adds more variety to how Classic Mode works, and it gives it a different approach each time, because Classic Mode's always been uninteresting, so I'm glad they're changing it up, though it kind of takes the point of the name Classic Mode away, because Classic is supposed to be, it's supposed to be same all the time. So they really should have made this its own new mode instead of just a different version of Classic Mode and made Classic Mode like Brawls and made it another solo player mode. But that's just what I think. Unfortunately, All-Star is the same but reversed. I really hate All-Star in this game because of the waves of fighters that come out instead of separate battles. The separate battles made it more interesting and less annoying to do because I get tired between each battles and I'd likely lose. So I much prefer short bursts of battle instead of like longer battles but less of them. So I'm kind of disappointed they kept it like that. But then again, now that I think about it, there's a lot more fighters this time around, so it'd be a really long unless they changed it like that. But I don't know, I'm kind of disappointed. And the new stadium modes. Everything is 2-player mode this time around, like a home run derby, which is going to be useful. And classic mode's also 2-player, so that'll help me get all the trophies. And Target Blast is also 2 players. And there's 3 different stages. Personally, I've never really been a big fan of Target Blast. It's kind of like Angry Birds, but a lot more annoying. And it's really hard for me to actually strategize what to do because I really don't understand it that well. And there was nothing on Break the Targets. I mean, because I'm worried that Target Blast is gonna be the new Break the Targets. So there was no word. So I'm pretty sure Break the Targets is gone, which is really unfortunate. I'd much rather have Break the Targets than Target Smash, even if it's only like 5 different courses. I find it a lot more fun than Target Smash, in my opinion. Though I do like Target Smash, I'm just not a huge fan of it. And it really isn't that much more to talk about. I went over all the really big revelations in the game. But the last thing that was revealed, well, there was a few more others, but actually no, I think this was the last thing, that Mewtwo's back as DLC. This is annoying a lot of people because you have to have both versions to get Mewtwo. But I personally think that they just worded it as he's free if you have both versions. I think you'll probably be able to buy him for like $2 if you just have the 3DS or Wii U version. And that'd be kind of stupid if Nintendo made you pay for 2 games to get a character. He's definitely going to be available for each separate versions without having to buy both by buying him. And I really hope they're not gonna make him as shit as Melee, because I was really shocked that people were upset Mewtwo was gone in Brawl, because he was really bad in Melee. He was way too floaty and hard to actually do damage. It's like he'd be knocked away too easily. So I really hope they fix him in this game and make him not as floaty, though it does suit him more to be floaty. So I'm not really quite sure how they're gonna work him. Final Smash, without a doubt, is gonna be a Mega Evolution. People are thinking it might not because there's a Mega X and Y Mewtwo trophy, and they said Final Smash trophies are back for the All-Star version. I think that they're both together, so I think there's gonna be separate trophies as well, and Mega Mewtwo Y will likely be his Final Smash. But I'm curious how it's gonna work, because even though Mega Lucario and Mega Charizard are both Mega Evolution Final Smashes, they're completely different. They're not just ordinary transformation Final Smashes. Mega Lucario has his aura maxed out, while Mega Charizard feels like Yoshi's Final Smash. So with Mega Mewtwo Y, they give him something unique to be like. Though I get the feeling it might just either be Mega Mewtwo Y transformation and then a giant blast, or he'll just be a boring transformation. Who knows? Maybe he can use that tail head thing to like whip people. We'll see. Unfortunately, this will likely be the last ever full NSBD video I do. Do not worry, there's still the smaller character videos to stay tuned into. But this is likely to be the last like big information we get before the Wii U release, therefore being really nothing else to cover. So I'd like to thank you all for watching NSBD and enjoying all the thoughts I had to say about the various Smash Bros. Information we have gotten over the last year. Thank you and goodbye.